In a rare and heartwarming sit-down, comedy legend Eddie Murphy opens up to interviewer Cassie DiLasura about his life, his career, and what truly keeps him inspired after 4 decades in the spotlight. The conversation unfolds ahead of his highly anticipated Netflix documentary, Being Eddie, premiering November 12th, offering fans a nostalgic and emotional journey through the laughter, pain, and wisdom that shaped one of Hollywood's most iconic entertainers. As the cameras roll, Cassie DiLasura greets Eddie Murphy with a warm smile. "Congratulations on this documentary," she begins. Eddie laughs softly, nodding. "Thank you so much," he says. "It really was a trip down memory lane." Reflecting on his legendary career, Eddie Murphy reveals how surreal it felt to watch his own life unfold on screen. "What I realized most," he says, "was just how young I was when I started. I look back and think, wow, you were really a baby. Practically a child actor." He pauses, smiling at the thought. "I was just 19 when I got on Saturday Night Live." 19? You're not even a husband, you're not even a somebody yet, you're just a kid trying to figure out life. And yet, a lot of the career-defining stuff I did was when I was still that little baby version of me." Cassie leans in, her voice softening. "Was it emotional at all? Watching it back, what feelings came to the surface for you?" Eddie exhales deeply. "There's an emotional moment when I talk about my brother's passing. That one hit me hard. But most of the documentary, honestly, it's funny. It's so funny. I've never seen a documentary as funny as this one. There are impressions, puppets, even shadow puppets. It's wild, so yeah, the emotion that I felt most, laughter, that's the main takeaway. The emotion is joy." The audience gets a glimpse of that signature Eddie Murphy grin, the same one that's defined generations of comedy lovers. He chuckles, then quips, "Who took all the money? Shrek." "Shrek did." As laughter fills the room, Cassie turns the conversation toward gratitude. "As a viewer," she says, "I could really feel your gratitude throughout this film. You seem so thankful for the life you've lived and built for yourself." There's a line that stood out. "What a life I've had." And then you chuckle. "That was such a beautiful moment. Is there anything still left on your bucket list?" Eddie smiles mischievously. "Yeah," he says, "I want to be 65. I'm only 64 now. That's on the list. And after that, 66. I just want to keep it going. There's so much life to live, so much to do. I just want to maintain and spend quality time with my family." "Like when you say there's still so much to do," Cassie presses. "What comes to mind? Because you've really done everything." Eddie shakes his head thoughtfully. "When I say there's so much to do, I'm not talking about a checklist or a project. It's about the energy I still feel. I still feel creative. I still have that edge, that little urge to do stuff. I'm not chasing something new. It's more like I still have more in me. I still have ideas." Then she asks the question everyone wants to know. "What would it take to get you back on stage? To do stand-up again?" Eddie Murphy's expression changes. He leans forward, reflective. "You know, this documentary actually started because I was thinking about doing stand-up again," he reveals. "The idea was, let's make a documentary that leads all the way up to me putting a new act together. That was the plan. But then," he sighs, "the pandemic hit, everything changed. Even as plans were scrapped, the cameras kept rolling. We just kept shooting the documentary," he explains. "Because I still felt that pull, that energy, but after the pandemic, I wasn't sure anymore. I thought maybe I don't want to go out there and tell jokes. The world changed, and I changed with it." He pauses, then smiles again. "But now I'm open to it. I'm past the pandemic. And I think maybe one day it'll strike me again. But here's the thing, it has to be fun. That's the only reason I'd do it. It has to feel good. It has to feel natural. Because the only way it'll be funny is if I'm having fun doing it. If it feels forced, if it feels like pressure, then it's not right. The only reason to do stand-up again is if it feels like pure joy." That moment of honesty feels like a glimpse into the heart of a man who's given the world so much laughter and is now carefully choosing where to share it again. "If I go out there," he continues, "and it doesn't feel right, if I feel like people are watching just to see me instead of laughing with me, then it's not worth it. It has to feel like fun, like hello New York City. Kind of fun." Cassie laughs. "So if those puzzle pieces fall together and you do return, what would your material look like now?" Eddie Murphy bursts into laughter. "I have no idea," he admits. "The last time I did stand up, I was 27 years old. Now I'm 64. That's a whole different show. Back then, I was a kid in a leather suit. Now I'm a grandpa. Literally. I'm getting ready to have my 3rd grandchild. I've already got 2 and 2 more on the way. He chuckles again. So yeah, my material would be different. My perspective is different, my life is different, and I'm definitely not getting on stage in a red leather suit. Although, he adds with a sly grin, that would be hysterically funny. Cassie laughs too, imagining the scene. Can you imagine that comeback look? Eddie leans back, doing an impression of himself in that iconic red suit. Just picture it, a 64-year-old grandpa in a leather jumpsuit like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" He jokes. The room erupts in laughter. Yeah, I think I'll leave the leather to the 1980s. The conversation soon shifts to family, the real heart of Eddie Murphy's life. We see so much of your beautiful children in this documentary, Cassie says. You've built such an incredible family life, you call them your legacy. Eddie's voice softens. Yeah, he says, it's all about my children. Pursue peace of mind, that's what I tell them. If you get that, you've got everything. That's what life's about. Not the fame, not the money, not the career. It's peace of mind. But of course, Eddie Murphy's achievements on screen are an enormous part of his legacy too. Cassie asks him, when people hear the name Eddie Murphy, what do you want them to think or say? He shakes his head. Not think or say, just feel. I want them to smile. That little smile that comes before a laugh. I've been doing this for a long time and I've got fans who are in their 80s and little kids who watch Shrek. I love that. I want to give people that same feeling I get when I see someone funny. He leans forward with genuine warmth. If I see Jim Carrey, I smile before he says a word. If I see Dave Chappelle, I start laughing before he even opens his mouth. Same with Chris Rock. They just show up and make you happy. That's what I want to give people. That feeling. As Cassie DiLasura, a self-proclaimed 90s baby, laughs, she admits, for me, Shrek was a huge part of my childhood. Donkey was everything. Eddie Murphy's face lights up. Oh yeah, we're doing another Shrek, he confirms proudly. And after that, we're doing a donkey movie like Puss in Boots got his own spin-off. Now it's Donkey's turn. Fans everywhere have waited for that announcement. The energy in his voice makes it clear he's genuinely excited. We're actually working on it right now, he says, and I'll tell you, it's love. Pure love. The cool thing about Shrek is, you don't get a script, you just show up to the session and you talk it out with the team. You improvise, you play, you have fun. Each time you go, you see more and more of it come together. You don't even know what the movie looks like until it's done. He laughs again, breaking into Donkey's famous voice for a moment. Hey, magic mirror, who's the fairest of them all? He pauses dramatically. Why, Shrek, of course. The crew bursts into laughter. It's clear that the magic that made Eddie Murphy a star in the 1980s hasn't faded one bit. As the interview winds down, Cassie DiLasura smiles and says softly, you really have had a beautiful life. Eddie Murphy nods, his voice tender. Yeah, he says, what a life I've had. And it's not over yet. There's something deeply moving about seeing a man who once electrified the world in leather and laughter now speak with such grounded joy. From Saturday Night Live to Coming to America, from the Nutty Professor to Shrek, Eddie Murphy has spent his life giving the world a reason to smile. And now, as he enters a new era, one filled with family, reflection, and maybe, just maybe, a return to the stage, he reminds us why he's still one of the greatest entertainers alive. Not just because he's funny, but because, as he says, the emotion that I feel most is laughter.